So now that we have built our drop down, so we also need to validate from date and to date. So from date, let me make it default as today's date, or possibly maybe tomorrow's date. So default value fx, insert function, we've got date functions, which is today. Today by default returns the current date, and add days adds dates. Now obviously nobody starts applying for leave on that day of the leave, so we need to add some more days to the today. So I'm going to use this add days function, and over here I'm going to insert function and then bring my today, and then I'm going to say here that here I'm going to say 5. So I'm just going to say that always show from date as 5 days from today. Then I'm going to say okay. Now I'm going to say apply, and I'll say cannot be blank because it cannot be, right? And then today I'm going to make it, so now today to date obviously also cannot be blank, but we cannot hard code any default value because the user will enter it. Now when the user enters it, it's very important to validate that the to date should be greater than from date. So I'm going to say add rule, right? So we're going to say is before show validation error. So I'm going to click on this. If DTP to date is before insert field from date. Brilliant. Say okay. So if DTP to date less than DTP from date, show an error. I'm going to also edit my this thing. Another thing we also need to do with the from date is from date cannot be in the past, right? So if from date is in the past, right, show validation error, right? So it should not be less than today. Very clear, yeah? Excellent. So now we have made the validations, and you would appreciate how easy was it to actually make these validations because of these inbuilt validation templates they have provided.
There's no SQL statement.
Nothing. Excellent. So now that my InfoPath form is ready, I can do a preview and test this form if I'd like, or if I'm confident about what I've done, I can push this to SharePoint. Now I think I'm reasonably confident with whatever I've done,
Let us preview just to show.
and then I'm going to now preview it, right? So, and then once I click on S, we've got the 1st December coming automatically, which is 5 days after today. That's brilliant, isn't it? And now I'm going to say select a previous date, right? So sorry, 29. I'm going to select 30 October. See, immediately gives an error.
It was in the past.
That's totally right. And then I need to select a particular future date, and once I select a future date, I can now go back here, try to select some older date. See, now it says enter a date on or after from date. So it's very interesting. So we are able to make all these validations. Now what I would also like to do is add another field which shows the number of days of leave between them. Right, so let me put a text box here, right? So when I put a text box, and then I'm going to say text box properties, the default value can be insert function, right? So we have we can actually reduce this. So insert field to date minus from date. That's it. So this will automatically show this one.
This will be